Thursday, and then it will move out into the northern Atlantic and away from the U.S., which is good news for us. We may get some high swells along our shore points, which is not really that great considering our coastline is a little vulnerable because of the recent nor'easters. So we'll talk more about that and what we can expect for the rest of the week coming up. Bianca?
All right, Audrey, thanks so much. Meanwhile, Hurricane Melissa now being blamed for more than 24 deaths and has left widespread damage across Haiti, Cuba, and Jamaica. Even though it is now a Category 2 storm, it has hit Cuba as a Category 3 and Jamaica as a Category 5. Fox 5's Haley Fixler is live in the newsroom with the very latest on all of this. Haley.
Bianca, the U.S. National Hurricane Center says that Melissa's one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes on record, and it's the most powerful one to ever hit Jamaica. Take a listen and look at some of the damage people there are now dealing with.
Really compromise. St. Elizabeth is the breadbasket of the country, and that has taken a beating.
The level of noise is ridiculous. Trees have really bended over and flew away, and some of our roof is currently off.
Now you can see the heavy winds from the storm that tore roofs off of buildings and knocked down trees. Just look at this. There are also reports of landslides and bridges submerged because of all of the rain and the flooding. Now we're told St. Elizabeth, which is in the southwest area of the island, is underwater. Thousands of people were evacuated to shelters before the storm hit, and at least 3 families who were unable to evacuate, they were trapped in their homes. Officials say crews can't even get to them right now because of the dangerous conditions. And of course, Jamaica is a hot spot for tourism. Officials say approximately 25,000 visitors are stranded, and that includes this couple we spoke with this morning. They were in Montego Bay celebrating their 41st wedding anniversary, and this is what they tell us.
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
The wind was running, like Jatanya said. The rain was relentless. We had water in our room. We never experienced anything like this.
We were not allowed to come out of our rooms. And if they sounded the alarm, that we were to retreat to the bathroom. But I wasn't waiting for that because, you know, hearing that noise, it's a loud noise. And there's a lot of buildings where the wind can funnel through. And it sounds a lot more exaggerated. And so that was the scary part, just hearing the wind.
Now, right now, we know at least 25 people have been killed in Haiti because of storm-related surges and flooding and damage. We also now know that so far in Cuba, several areas are underwater, and they are also prepared for significant damage, including collapsed homes and blocked roads. And of course, this is something we'll continue to keep our eyes on very closely. Bianca?
All right, Haley, thanks for the update. To this now, some developing news. Israel's military says the ceasefire is back on in Gaza despite carrying out heavy airstrikes overnight. The Palestinian Health Ministry says those strikes killed at least 104 people, including 46 children. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered the strikes after accusing Hamas of violating the ceasefire for handing over body parts this week that Israel said were partial remains of a hostage recovered earlier in that war. That was compounded by the shooting and killing of an Israeli soldier during an exchange of gunfire in Rafah. And turning now to the race for mayor and another busy day for candidates on the campaign trail. Fox 5 is live in the Belmont section of the Bronx. That is where Zohran Mamdani just received a very big endorsement. Morgan is on top of this all. Hey, Morgan.
Hey, Bianca. Zohran Mamdani was here, like you said, in the Bronx, outside of a bodega, and he received an endorsement from the United Bodegas of America Association, which represents around 14,000 bodegas across New York City. Now, Mamdani says he's open to exploring an expansion of a program that gave bodega store owners panic buttons. He also responded to criticism from some bodega store owners who are worried that his plan to open a city-run grocery store in each borough would take away from their business. Mamdani said he's been discussing a way to potentially allow for bodegas to also buy produce, for example, at a cheaper price.
And just before, we were having a conversation about the way that streamlining regulations could assist bodega owners in the work that they do, about taking on some of the warehouse logistics issues, and also understanding the role that the city has to play in not being a burden on these same small businesses, but rather being a support.
Nearly 300,000 New Yorkers have cast their ballots in the first 4 days of early voting. Curtis Sliwa this morning praised a high turnout, encouraging more New Yorkers to get out and vote. He held a news conference outside the Staten Island Ferry this morning. He's headed to the borough today to canvass with supporters. He also responded to one of the top Republican city council members, Ina Virenkov, telling supporters she's voting for Andrew Cuomo in order to try to stop Mamdani from winning.
But I would caution Ina that if somebody veers away from the Republican line to try to find Cuomo in that maze, ain't easy to find them. Are they going to return and then continue to vote Republicans? And I noticed how she begged people, please return to the Republican line. That's not reality. That's fantasy. But hey, I depend on more than just Republicans. I have independents. I have moderate Democrats.
And Andrew Cuomo will also be in Staten Island today, and we'll have that in our later shows. Reporting live, I'm Morgan Mackay. Bianca, back to you.
All right, Morgan, thank you so much. And for the very latest on the New York City's mayor's race, tune into Battleground NYC, the fight for your vote, hosted by SE Cup. This streams every weeknight at 7 p.m. You can watch it right here on Fox 5. That is weeknights at 11 p.m. Meanwhile, it's going to be a busy weekend in the city with Halloween on Friday and then the marathon on Sunday. Next at noon, what the NYPD is doing to keep everyone safe once the festivities get underway. And later, with the government shutdown nearing the month mark, SNAP benefits are in jeopardy. What's being done to help New Yorkers at risk of going hungry?
For a change.
Well, two major events will be unfolding in the city over the next few days, with the annual Village on Halloween parade on Friday and then the TCS New York City Marathon on Sunday. Meanwhile, the NYPD is ramping up security to keep everyone safe. Fox 5's Arthur Sheehan has more on the preparations that are already underway. Already getting very busy behind you, Arthur.
Yeah, and you're going to hear some of that, Bianca. This isn't just about the 55,000 runners that are coming from 150 different countries, but part of the security nightmare that this becomes is also because there are about 1 million spectators expected to line a route that runs 26.2 miles and goes through all 5 boroughs. While this event is one of the most high-profile events of the year that puts the city on an international stage, the reality then is that it also makes it somewhat of a security target. The NYPD this morning detailing how they have prepared for it, amping up security measures and not just, as you point out, for the marathon on Sunday, but also for Halloween events on Friday, including that parade in the Village. Now, the police department says that they will have all their resources out this morning, not just on the ground, but on water and in the air, and detail the combination of measures that includes emergency service units, that's ESU, harbor, aviation, and canine units, as well as the bomb squad. The police commissioner saying some of those security measures we are designed to see, but others are purposefully hidden from sight.
Our Joint Operations Center will be fully activated with all of our city, our state, and our federal partners, and personnel there will be actively monitoring fixed and mobile cameras along the route and the surrounding area. Intelligence teams will also be monitoring social media for potential threats, and response units will be deployed citywide to investigate any reports in real time. Cops will be out there to keep you safe, but we ask everyone to stay alert.
And Police Commissioner Tish reminds New Yorkers that they can dial 911 if they do see something suspicious. She also points out that she's going to have thousands of police officers out and about. You can tell a police officer as well. Now, we've been briefed on the marathon plan. This afternoon, we're going to be talking to the NYPD. They're briefing us on the Halloween plan, and we'll bring those details to you on our afternoon newscast beginning at 4 o'clock. That's the latest from here in Central Park at the finish line. Arthur Chien, Fox 5 News. Bianca, back to you.
A very busy weekend ahead. Arthur, thanks so much. Well, some sad news from the NYPD this afternoon as the department mourns the death of its longtime rabbi. Rabbi Alvin Cass served as chief chaplain and commissioner. Jessica Tish says that he was one of the longest standing members of the department. Cass joined the NYPD back in 1966, becoming the youngest chaplain in the department's history at just 30 years old. Now, Tish released a statement on Cass's death saying, in part, quote, "For more than half a century, he stood beside our members through moments of tragedy and triumph alike. His loss is immeasurable. His example is everlasting." To this now, the number of Americans with obesity now dropping. Coming up, we're going to take a look at the new numbers and what a new survey says could be behind the decline. And later, a Hurricane Melissa coverage. We're going to continue this. It's continuing to batter the Caribbean. AI videos, though, with fake images of the damage already spreading across the internet. We're going to break down what's true and what's not. Welcome back. Congressman Richie Torres speaking out about the negative impacts of the government shutdown on Bronx families who rely on SNAP benefits. Torres' remarks come after the Department of Agriculture announced that if the government shutdown continues, SNAP benefits will not go out Saturday. Now, Torres says the Bronx will be hit especially hard because residents of that borough receive about $757 million in annual SNAP benefits. He says the Bronx is one of the nation's most food insecure communities.
There is no place in America that has a greater stake in the survival of SNAP than the Bronx, than my congressional district in the Bronx, New York 15. In New York 15, there are 272,000 Bronxites who depend on SNAP for their survival. The Bronx is not Donald Trump's bargaining chip.
Well, on Tuesday, New York Governor Kathy Hochul announced that the state will shell out $30 million in emergency food assistance. Meanwhile, some major retailers are looking to help customers that use programs like SNAP and EBT. Walmart, Amazon, and Kroger are rolling out or expanding programs that offer special discounts, delivery perks, and membership savings for customers who use those programs. Walmart will cut its annual subscription to Walmart Plus in half. That is for those customers as well, while Amazon will offer a discounted Prime membership. And obesity rates in the U.S. are dropping. A Gallup study found that U.S. adult obesity rate in 2025 has dropped to 37%. That's down about 3% from 2022, which was a record high of nearly 40%. One possible reason, a big increase in the number of Americans using injectable weight loss drugs, which the survey says jumped from about 6% last year to around 12% this year. However, the study also says that diagnoses of diabetes are now at an all-time high of nearly 14%. All right, let's turn now to weather to see what's in store for us this afternoon. Taking a live look outside here, meteorologist Audrey Puente is at the Weather Center joining us for more on this Wednesday weather. Audrey.
Well, it looks pretty cloudy out there, Bianca, from that live shot. We do have a kind of an overcast sky across areas, especially south of the city, from the city on southward. Off to the north, you're getting kind of some peaks of sunshine through the clouds, but the clouds will thicken up as we move along through our Wednesday. Tomorrow, we're expecting a wet and windy Thursday across the tri-state area, and those winds will remain for Halloween. The good news is the wet weather won't. We're expecting the showers to exit the region just in time for the holiday. And it will also be dry for Sunday, which is super important because we have the New York City Marathon happening. 54 degrees right now in Central Park. It's 55 in Islip. We have 53 over towards East Hampton. 53 is also being found in Bridgeport, 52 in Poughkeepsie, and we're in the 40s over towards Monticello. Now, the winds are getting our attention today. They're sustained between, let's say, 5 and 15 miles per hour on average right now. However, I've seen some gusts as high as 26 miles per hour, and it will continue to increase as we go into the evening. And tomorrow, you'll definitely kind of notice the difference with a lot of wind coming in, especially towards the afternoon on Thursday here. A look at the satellite and radar shows that cloud deck kind of converging and thickening over the tri-state area, but not much in the way of rainfall here. A couple of showers being picked up by the radar. Not all of this is quite reaching the ground. And this is the northern fringe of a system that did bring severe weather across the southern states throughout much of this early half of the week. And it looks like it's going to bring some rain across southern portions of New Jersey, but I really think it's the Jersey Shore that could get clipped with a sprinkle or two. Everyone else should stay dry as we move along through our Wednesday, but Thursday will be a different story. Here's an area of low pressure that's now coming into the picture. This one's now heading into the Tennessee Valley, producing some significant weather there. It's going to grow and be more enhanced as it makes its way into the mid-Atlantic and then the Northeast by tomorrow. So we're expecting rain to invade the tri-state area definitely by tomorrow midday, and it will get heavier as we go towards the afternoon. So the evening commute could be a rough one across the region, and some of that rain could come down heavy at times, and there is the chance of an isolated thunderstorm too. So as you plan ahead for today, it'll be dry. No worries about rainfall just yet. The clouds will just begin to thicken up. Temperatures a little chilly for this time of year, mostly in the 50s. We'll talk more about the rainfall, more importantly, when it's going to exit and what's up for the upcoming weekend in just a few minutes. Bianca?
All right, Audrey, sounds good. Thank you so much. To this now, next at noon, Election Day is less than a week away, and it is not just New York City voters who will be headed to the polls. Coming up, we're breaking down some of the races to know about if you plan to vote on Long Island.
Morgan.
Well, we're less than 1 week away from Election Day, and while much of that focus has been on New York City's mayor's race, there are other races across the state that you'll want to watch as well. Fox 8's Judah Goldberg breaks down what is on the ballot across Long Island.
Bruce Blakeman's fighting for us.
Seth Koslow, the leadership we need.
Seth Koslow is a dad, coach, legislator, and now the Democratic candidate stepping up to the plate against Republican Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman.
Someone's got to take over and really be more efficient.
Seth Koslow has a tremendous problem with telling the truth.
Koslow is blaming Blakeman's leadership as the reason why Nassau, where he grew up and is raising his family, has gotten too expensive.
For as long as I've lived here, I've never understood why it's so expensive and where our money goes.
But Blakeman is saying the opposite, that his fiscal management has actually kept taxes low and the county safe.
I haven't raised taxes 1 penny in 4 years, even though we've had inflation that's almost 20%.
Koslow says those numbers don't tell the full story, arguing families are paying more while critical services remain short-staffed.
I want to audit the county and find out where our money's actually going.
I've hired 600 law enforcement officers in the last 3 years. We are the safest county in America.
The two clash over just about everything when it comes to how the county should be run, from who controls Nassau University Medical Center to the future of the Coliseum and Blakeman's push to ban transgender athletes from playing at county facilities.
If you're using county facilities and you advertise yourself as a female-only sports league, you had to adhere to that. You couldn't allow biological males on the teams.
We are trying to bring change and give people a voice again in government.
They even go head-to-head when it comes to Blakeman's special deputy program.
First thing to do is get rid of that militia. That thing's got to go.
It is not a militia. All I did, different than every other county executive, is I pre-vetted people in the event there would be a crisis because I have a background in Homeland Security.
And given Nassau's track record of typically swinging away from the party in the White House, analysts say what happens here could be a preview of political shifts across the state and country.
You can see both candidates are trying to nationalize the race. How well one party or the other does will give political operatives a good idea of where things may be headed in 2026.
But the campaign isn't just about policies. It's also addressing accusations.
Sick and disgusting.
Blakeman has accused Koslow of promoting rape in a research paper he wrote back in law school.
He's disturbing in his attitudes and his opinions. He's represented criminals who've assaulted pregnant women.
Koslow calls it dirty politics and a blatant distraction.
I don't care that he's lying about me. I expect that from him because he has nothing else to talk about.
Both Blakeman and Koslow are hoping for a big turnout and hope to be the one who scores with voters. In Nassau County, Long Island, Jody Goldberg, Fox 5 News.
Well, to this now, some breaking news for you. A firefighter is being treated for burn injuries after falling through a roof while responding to a house fire on Long Island. This happened around 9 this morning on Pine Tree Lane in Roslyn Heights. The Nassau County Fire Marshal's office says that cause was careless smoking and that no smoke detectors were present as required. There was serious damage to the home and 3 people have been displaced, and no civilian injuries were reported, but the firefighter who fell through the roof was transported to Weill Cornell Burn Center in New York City. A second firefighter who rescued him and dragged him to safety was treated on the scene. All right, next at noon, fake videos claiming to show Hurricane Melissa are flooding social media. The message from an AI expert on spotting what's real and what's not. And she's a former Miss DC and Sports Illustrated model, but what she did next is even more inspiring. Her story coming up.
Without the work of New York City's agencies, your city would look like this. But because your agencies deliver for you, a record number of new homes have been created. Streets are safer with crime down citywide. And there's a brand new universal after-school program for our kids. That's how city agencies are delivering for families, making this the very best place for yours. New York City, delivering for you, every day, everywhere.
It's 12:30 right now. Welcome back to the noon. Got a whole lot more coming up for you on the show, starting with this. Phony videos of Hurricane Melissa are already spreading on the internet. How you can spot what's real and what's fake. Plus, model and breast cancer awareness advocate Ellen Rose is here to share her incredible story of surviving and thriving. But let's first get another check of the forecast. A live look outside right here on this Wednesday. As you can see, some of those gray skies. But we'll turn things over to Audrey Puente at the Weather Center with more on the temps that we're dealing with today.
Well, you know, Bianchi, gray was the good word to describe our skies today and the feeling for today, because it's going to be pretty gray throughout the rest of our Wednesday. And this is in an advance of system that's going to bring us wet weather as we go into Thursday. So we have overcast skies being reported out of New York City, LaGuardia, as well as Atlantic City. Temperatures are mostly in the mid-50s right now. So we're not seeing much in the way of rainfall. Much of that is happening to our south. We're picking up a couple of isolated showers across southern portions of New Jersey, but I think generally we're going to stay dry. There could be maybe a sprinkle or two in areas south of the city as we move along through our Wednesday. There is an area of low pressure that we're watching that's coming in from the west. So the rain that I'm talking about right now is actually part of an exiting system that's moving offshore. This is the one that we're really concerned with as we go into tomorrow. This will thicken up our cloud cover tonight and bring us a good amount of rainfall as we move along through our Thursday. And we kind of need it because we're running almost 9 inches in a deficit in Central Park for rainfall this year. And we are expecting a good healthy amount, anywhere from about 1 inch in the city to upwards of 2 inches in parts of the Hudson Valley. And that's because we could see pockets of moderate to heavy rainfall and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm out of this system. Here it plays out in our futurecast. So lots of clouds in place for today. You could get some peaks of sun off to the north here in the Hudson Valley, but that's about it. I think most of us will stay dry. The exception will be maybe a sprinkle across the Jersey Shore. Now tomorrow, we will make up with a lot of clouds in place. There could be a couple of passing showers early in the day, but the bulk of the rain doesn't really get here until the afternoon. Let's say after about 2 or 3 o'clock, we start to see a shield of rain coming in from the west, and it slowly makes its way eastward, approaching New York City by about 4 or 5 o'clock. And then it will kind of hang around and kind of be more enhanced as we go into the evening commute here. So it's going to be rough go, especially north and east of the city, like in Connecticut, Long Island, a lot of the suburbs. The exception may be actually central New Jersey. And here we are at midnight, and we can still see some rainfall coming through here. It really doesn't clear the coast until we get into the overnight hours, and that's when we'll see some drier weather as we go into Friday. Now, the clouds will still be hanging tough, and there is the chance of an isolated shower, especially off to the north, but I think most of us will be dry, and on the backside of the system, it becomes very windy. What I wanted to take note of here, way out here, that's Melissa. We have the fortunate kind of weather pattern here where this cold front and the jet stream is actually going to keep it out towards the Atlantic. So if anything, we just could get some high surf or some kind of increased wave heights along our shore points, but we're not expecting any major effects out of Melissa as it will be pushed out to sea. So where is it right now? Well, it's moving offshore of Cuba, where it made landfall early this morning at about just after 3 a.m. Right now, the winds are at 100 miles per hour, and it's headed for the Bahamas and expected to make a passing through or make a landfall here as a Category 2 storm as we go into tonight. Then it will head towards Bermuda. Again, its trajectory is off towards the east of us here because we do have that jet stream that's going to push it out to the Atlantic. So that's actually good news for us. In the meantime, it's going to be pretty chilly across the region here. Our highs are only in the 50s. That's below normal for this time of year. And then tonight we'll drop back into the 40s in the city, 30s over towards Monticello, and we'll have clouds thickening up with rain arriving by tomorrow. It'll be a wet Thursday and a windy one too. And those winds stay with us on Friday. Even though it will be drier for Halloween, that's great. The wind gusts will be up to 45 miles per hour, which is actually tropical storm force wind gusts on Friday. Saturday, it'll be a chilly day. We change the clocks on Saturday night, and good weather for the marathon. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the 50s, and also good weather for Election Day, so you can get out and vote.
There you go. No excuse there. Audrey, thanks so much. All right, well, unlike the weather, do not be fooled because a wave of fake videos are appearing online claiming to show Hurricane Melissa's impact on Jamaica. The bogus content obviously going viral now, making it hard to tell what's real and what's not. Fox 8's Arthur Chien explains how to spot the fakes.
Oh my God, the whole ocean's on the street. This is Jamaica right now.
The videos are incredible, from powerful waves washing sharks into swimming pools to aircrafts adrift at a submerged Kingston airport, to a man on a raft battling rushing floodwaters. The only thing is, when it comes to all of these unbelievable videos, they are not to be believed. All of these are AI fakes, and cybersecurity experts say it's getting out of control.
There's people that use AI for misinformation, use AI to change the narrative, and use AI to, quite frankly, scare people. And we're seeing an increase of that on a daily basis.
Whether on TikTok, X, or Instagram, fake AI videos are flooding social media. And while some are clearly labeled, and we've done our best to, many are not.
The fakes are out there to drive up followers and views, according to experts. Appearing on Good Day New York, Jamaican TV host Simone Clark Cooper warned those tracking this hurricane not to be fooled.
Be careful of the channels that you choose to watch the coverage on. I have seen some of the images floating, and I have family in the States who are saying, oh my God, the entire place is being... No, not so.
Other AI videos are using the government shutdown as a hook, creating fake sensational videos for clicks and views. Experts say it's a disservice to Americans to circulate misleading information about something so important, but they also tell us how they make sure they're not fooled.
When I see what looks to be a major story that no one else has, that's on a news source that I've never heard of, those are some major red flags that always tell me, hey, this is probably not real.
Ultimately, experts say the government has to get involved here and create penalties for those who purposefully circulate misleading information. But they say that solution is probably years away, and until then, they say it is up to us to stick with information from sources that we know and trust. In Midtown, Arthur Chien, Fox 5 News.
Meanwhile, disaster relief organizations are getting ready to send teams to Jamaica. Americans say that they have supplies packed and ready to go out of their distribution center in Stamford, Connecticut, including critically needed medicines. They also have emergency funding to restore health services in affected communities. The AmeriCares team are planning to leave our area as soon as the storm passes and it is safe to travel. All right, let's change topics now. She's a former Miss DC and Sports Illustrated model, but what she did next is even more inspiring. We have her story coming up after this. Well, Ellen Rose is a former Miss DC, Sports Illustrated model and breast cancer advocate who's using her story to change how women think about prevention and self-care. Now, she actually made history as the first woman with a mastectomy to appear in Sports Illustrated swimsuit, and now she's helping women everywhere take charge of their health. So happy to have her here and join us for this important conversation. We show those photos of you in Times Square talking about Proviva. We're going to get to that in a second. But when we talk about the mastectomy, that is a massive medical decision. And you did this so young, at the age of 26. I even heard that you got some backlash and hate mail for deciding to do this? People didn't understand what was going on, but they decided to inject themselves into your medical decisions. How did you deal with it at such a young age?
Yeah, so I remember when I decided to speak publicly about it, I had people send me hate mail, people to go as far as to cut letters out of magazines and paste it together like a serial killer, send it to my family, really directing at my dad too, who encouraged me to have this surgery. But I'm the type of person, I like to stay focused, I keep my circle small, and stayed with the people who supported me and knew that this was something important for me and my future health.
Yeah, when you got this backlash, I obviously can see that you're a strong enough person to get over it, but I think there was some very incredible things went on the other side of you making that decision. One of them was being the first person to be in Sports Illustrated, a beloved magazine, sexy, confident, beautiful, and you were the first person to do this with a mastectomy. How did that news land for you? What were the emotions going through you when you found out this was going to happen?
So I got to take part in the swim search program and walk the runway for Sports Illustrated, and to do that as the first one with the mastectomy was really this incredible full circle moment. When I had my surgery, I was a pageant contestant, I was a model, and I thought, that's the end of the road for me. You know, I'm giving up these opportunities for my health, for my future. But to be able to be that representation that I needed in that moment, to say that the only person who's getting in my way is me. You know, I'm limiting myself. You know, the world is my oyster, and I just need to put myself out there. And to have that opportunity just kind of gave me my juju back, you know, and made me feel like I can do anything.
I love that. Okay, so your platform now, Proviver, talk to us about what that word means and what you're doing with this whole new organization.
So a Previver is someone who has survived a genetic predisposition to cancer, somebody who is at high risk. So the Previver, we're the first ever organization that helps women prevent cancer before it happens. So we are arming women with the information and the tools that they need to be as proactive in their breast health as they can. Rates of breast cancer in young women are drastically increasing, and women need to know how to advocate for themselves. And so we are hoping to hold their hand and help them do that.
And we're seeing you here in Times Square with the massive billboard popping up there for at the center of the world, basically. What was that like?
It was a life-changing moment to see my life's work, my family's legacy represented in this really iconic way. I sat in a restaurant across the street and just watched it for an hour because it's one of those pinch me things. I can't believe this happened, and that women all over the world are now going to be able to access information on how to do a self-breast exam and to advocate for themselves.
Love that. Obviously, touching on something a little bit deeper here, if your mom were alive to see that, what do you think she would say?
I think she would be so proud. And it's made me tear up, but I was just talking to someone today that I'm so grateful for my mom for instilling this sense of personal efficacy in me that I can do anything. And I owe all of my success, I owe my drive to her believing in me and never letting me doubt for a minute that I could accomplish anything I wanted to. And I know she'd be proud, and I felt like she was there with me.
Absolutely. Before we go, one last thing, because I feel like there's a lot of myth and facts here. But one question here, one statement. Can genetic testing is only for people with a family history of cancer. Is that true or false?
That's not true. And so a lot of people now are taking gene tests like 23andMe to learn their family legacy and almost finding out by accident that they carry a breast cancer gene mutation. I think that it would be great for everyone to be tested just because they can know if they carry a breast cancer gene mutation and they have a heightened risk.
So if people want to find out more about Previver and what you're doing, where can they look for that information?
We're available at thepreviver.org across all social media. I always tell them, slide in our DMs. We're happy to help.
Oh, love it. Thank you so much for being here and for the incredible work that you're doing.
Thank you.
We're just so happy to know you and so happy that you're going to be helping millions of people with this.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, more news straight ahead. Stay with us.
Fox Local.
Well, some of the biggest names in music will be performing and presenting at the 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. The Hall announced yesterday that Chappell Roan and the Killers are among the acts set to appear at the November 8th ceremony. Other artists on the list include Doja Cat, Sir Elton John, Olivia Rodrigo, Questlove, and so many more. David Letterman is also set to make an appearance. However, the Hall does not specify who will be performing nor presenting ahead of that ceremony. This year, Salt-N-Pepa, The White Stripes, Soundgarden, Outkast, Cyndi Lauper, Joe Cocker, Bad Company, and Chubby Checker are all inductees. And a new face is joining the cast of the Netflix basketball comedy Running Point. Emmy Award winner and Queens native Ray Romano is going to appear on season 2. He's going to have a major recurring role as Coach Norm Stinson, a basketball savant turned social recluse who will lead the team with Isla, played by Kate Hudson, to rediscover his love for the game and life. According to Deadline, Romano replaces Robert Townsend, who was originally cast in the role. Reshoots are currently underway, and so far there's no release date. Meanwhile, you may have heard of Labubus, but now, how would you like to get your hands on a rat boo-boo? The We Love in NYC pop-up shop in Lower Manhattan is selling these Labubu dolls dressed like rats. The We Love NYC collection sold out of its first drop of 300 limited edition rat boo-boos that sold for $55 each before having another drop last night and another one coming on Thursday. If you just have to get one, you can find the pop-up shop on Lafayette Street for Thursday's drop. Meanwhile, he's a dating strategist and content creator. We love him so much. Next at noon, Benny Hart is here to talk, straight talk, really, all about the do's and don'ts of cuffing season. Are you figuring this one out? He's here to help. Well, there's no doubt it's getting cold outside and the holidays are just around the corner. Some may want to stay inside, stay warm, light a fire, maybe cuddle up with a significant other. Some call that cuffing season. I think most people call it cuffing season. But join us now to talk all about cuffing season, Benny Hart, dating strategist and content creator. If you do not follow him online, what are you even doing to help your love life? Benny, thanks so much for being here.
I appreciate it so much. I'm super excited to always be back here with you.
Okay, so we get the concept of cuffing season. Before we get to that, though, I think we got a little bone to pick with British Vogue because they actually just came out with this new article. The title of it, this is an opinion article, is Having a Boyfriend Embarrassing Now? Which, I mean, it lit social media on fire with this article. There's so many people going back and forth. And one of the lines that I took a little offense to, having a boyfriend typically takes hits on a woman's aura. What are your thoughts on this?
Completely absurd, obviously. I'm completely against it. I literally talk about relationships all day. So
Yeah.
it's, you know, most of the people who say that are single themselves until they find what they want, and then all of a sudden that thesis will change too. So I get it, but if you ask people what they want, they actually really do want a relationship. So this whole like avoid it and like be cool.
Yes.
And I think the basis of the article, if I remember correctly, was don't post them so much on social media because it's like the association of bringing somebody into your life on social media, which I can understand. Essentially, you don't want to overload and love bomb the post when it comes to like somebody new in your life because you never know where it's going to go. But at the same time, the title is a little misleading and like completely wrong.
I was going to say this would take a very big hit to your business because you are about helping women find love, retain love, figure out what's going on with them first to figure it out.
Because it's what they want. And you can't, you know, there's so far you can run from what it is you actually truly want. You're right here, you're neglecting what it is you want because some other people are supporting you. Okay, let your friends find their man and let them say, okay, you know what, oh, I didn't mean that. Okay, that's exactly what they do. They find their own man and then they leave that go. You're gonna see them once every 6 months.
That's interesting. Okay, so let's get to the cuffing season part because we were talking about this during the break. I was like, cuffing season, I understand. Single season in the summer, there's something about it. It's fun. So what is it that cuffing season brings that makes people be like, I think I gotta find someone? And what's the wrong things that we're doing here with this?
Yeah, cuffing season is seasonal selection. It's literally just lowering your standards because you feel a little lonely. It's getting a little cold, so you'd rather drop those to select somebody you can share this time with. The problem is you need to, number one, you need to understand yourself. Most people are really not okay with that. They think they're the cool girl. They think they can get into it and do what they want until they get emotionally involved and you get crawled into some man's web and all of a sudden you can't get out. That's one. Number two is that, you know, you really got to think about this in a way of like understanding yourself and then stop being like, don't just like lower your standards and select anybody just because you feel a little lonely. You see your friends on social media, they're glazing it up, they're having a good time. And this is the part when winter hits, especially in these northern states up here, everybody wants to start finding somebody to share this time with.
Okay, so what are the steps that people can do, I guess, in the right way if they want to find love? Because I feel like you're speaking to people that want to find love anyways.
They do. It's just you can't force it. Number one, don't force it. Don't just start selecting people just because it gets a little cold out. You see a little snow out in the mix and you want to have somebody to cuddle buddy with. This isn't cuddy buddy time. So no more cuddy buddy for you at the moment. So you need to actually still be selective. Don't just go into this little cuffing season and listen to your friends. That ain't going to work. So be on your game, understand yourself, and choose better still along this way. Don't let the cuffing season get to you because it ain't going to work for you.
Okay, look, I feel like there's a lot more to learn here, but we need a little bit more than 3.5 minutes. You do this stuff in New York. Recently, it was a live event where you're answering people's questions, a lot of women's questions. I went to it. It was such an incredible event. Are you having any more coming up?
I am going to have some more coming up. Dates will be announced very soon. I'm going to hopefully do a little bit of a tour around the U.S., but Bianca, you were there. I loved seeing you there. She participated. She was amazing. No, but the event was great. Everybody seemed to love it. And if you are dating in a larger city, but right now in New York, and you want to find a community, and you want questions to be answered, and you want to have a good mingle, there will be more guys at the next event.
Oh,
that's a promise, for sure.
We're adding more men to the situation. I like
need
this.
To add more men to the pot.
You know, you already fixed the questions. You get to the therapy part of it, but you add in the men to it. It's just a complete package.
You have
I love
it. You have to give a place to people.
Benny, where can people follow you before we go?
Benny Inc. BENNYINC.
All right. More news straight ahead. Thanks so much, Benny.
Thank you.
on Fox.
All right, that is our show. But before we go, here's one last thing to leave you with. An incredible piece of history washes up on an Australian beach. A family was picking up trash along the shoreline when they saw a bottle floating in the water. Now, it had letters inside of it back from 1916, written by two soldiers who were heading to France during World War I. One soldier requested the bottle's finder to return the note to his mother. The other said that he was, quote, happy for the finder to keep his note. But now the Browns are hoping to reunite the letters with the descendants of both of these soldiers. What an incredible find there. All right, we will see you tomorrow. 25 Words or Less is up next. And if you want more news, you can tune in to the Fox local app that is streaming right now.
All right, it is a cloudy day today. Little sun peeking through, but welcome to Newsroom Live. I'm Haley Fixler in the Fox 5 newsroom on this Wednesday. Let's go straight to the race for mayor. Another busy day for candidates on the campaign trail. Let's go straight out to Morgan Mackay. She's in the Bronx for us live, where Zohran Mamdani just got a big endorsement. Morgan, what can you tell us?
Hey, Haley. So Zohran Mamdani was here in the Bronx earlier today, and he received an endorsement from the United Bodegas of America Association, which represents around 14,000 bodegas across New York City. And he answered a few questions that do relate to bodegas and some of their concerns around public safety, including how bodegas earlier this year, around 500 bodegas, received what's called panic buttons to help decrease crime that they're seeing in some of their areas and have just a straight line to police. Now, Mamdani said that he would be open to discussing potentially expanding that program. He says he wants to learn more about it. If elected, he would potentially look at expanding that program to other bodegas across the 5 boroughs. He also responded to criticism from some bodega owners that are concerned that his plan to have borough-based city-run grocery stores. He wants 5 in total in each one of the 5 boroughs. And some of the bodega store owners have been concerned that this could cut into their business. They're afraid that they would be able to would be priced out from some of their groceries. And so Mamdani today, and one of the bodega owners, was saying that they've been having conversations where if Mamdani is elected, they would potentially have something where some of these bodega stores could also participate in buying some produce, for example, at market rate, wholesale rates, and this way they wouldn't be affected by the city-run grocery stores if they do come to their borough.
Okay, Morgan, thank you. And I know Curtis Sliwa was out today. What can you tell us? What was he doing?
So Curtis Sliwa was outside the Staten Island ferry this morning, and he's probably on Staten Island as we speak right now. He was really praising the high turnout that has voter turnout so far this year. Nearly 300,000 people have voted in the first 4 days of early voting. He also responded to this top Republican city councilwoman, Ina Virenkoff. She last night told supporters that she's going to be voting for Andrew Cuomo, not Curtis Sliwa, even though she's Republican, because she says she wants to make sure that somebody can beat Mamdani. And Sliwa responding to this criticism, saying that they should be careful to make sure that Republicans are still going to be turning out to the ballots, because his point is that many Republicans turning out to vote for him are also going to be voting down ballot, because it's not just mayor that's going to be up for re-election this year. It's also a lot of city council seats, state legislative seats, borough president, and more.
Yeah, there are a lot of names on the ballot this year. All right, and of course, what was Andrew Cuomo doing today?
So Andrew Cuomo is going to be also on Staten Island today. He's holding a press conference at 1:30. This morning, he went on Fox News where he criticized Mamdani for having a joint citizenship between here in America and also in Uganda, where he's from. He also invoked 9/11 again, saying that Mamdani just doesn't understand 9/11, even though Mamdani was here when he moved here when he was 7 years old, but he was 9 years old living here in New York City when 9/11 happened. Now, Cuomo also received an endorsement today from Congressman Tom Suozzi. He's a Democrat out on Long Island who also represents parts of Queens, and he endorsed Cuomo today, saying that he is the leader that the city needs right now.
A lot going on, Morgan, and of course, countdown is on to Election Day, so we're just going to have to wait and see. All right, thank you so much. All right, now let's turn to Hurricane Melissa. It's being blamed for more than 24 deaths right now. It has left widespread damage across Haiti, Cuba, and Jamaica. And though it is now a Category 2 storm, it hit Cuba as a Category 3 and Jamaica as a Category 5. The U.S. National Hurricane Center says Melissa is one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes on record. It's the most powerful one to ever hit Jamaica. Take a listen and take a look at some of the damage they're now dealing with.
Infrastructure has been severely compromised. St. Elizabeth is the breadbasket of the country, and that has taken a beating.
The level of noise is ridiculous. Trees have really bended over and flew away, and some of our roof is currently off.
Absolutely horrifying to witness all of that. Just look at the heavy winds from the storm. It tore off roofs off buildings. It knocked down trees. You can see some of those cleanup efforts going on right now. There are also reports of landslides, bridges that were submerged, all because of the rain and the flooding. We're also told St. Elizabeth, that's in the southwest area of the island, it's underwater. Thousands of people were actually evacuated to shelters before the storm hit. And at least 3 families who were unable to evacuate, they were trapped in their homes. And officials say there were such dangerous conditions, they just were not able to get to them. And of course, tourism is a big deal in Jamaica. About 25,000 visitors right now are stranded. We just saw a video of some of the cots in one of the resorts. And we also spoke with a couple this morning. They were in Montego Bay celebrating their 41st wedding anniversary. This is what they told us.
Terrifying. Yeah. The wind was running, like Jatanya said. The rain was relentless. We had water in our room. We never experienced anything like this.
We were not allowed to come out of our rooms. And if they sounded the alarm, that we were to retreat to the bathroom. But I wasn't waiting for that because, you know, hearing that noise, it's a loud noise. And there's a lot of buildings where the wind can funnel through. And it sounds a lot more exaggerated. And so that was the scary part, just hearing the wind.
It's been absolutely terrifying. Officials in Jamaica have actually just reported 77% of the island is now without power. We also now know from reports at least 25 people have been killed in Haiti because of the storm-related surges and flooding and all the damage. We also know that so far in Cuba, several areas are now underwater. They're also prepared for significant damage, including collapsed homes and blocked roads. And of course, this is something that we will continue to keep our eyes on. All right, so if you look at all of the video of the devastation from Hurricane Melissa, you do not want to be fooled by some fake videos. I'm serious. Some of the videos from the storm, they're going viral, and it makes it really hard to tell what's real and what's not. So Arthur Chian is going to show us how to tell the difference.
Oh my God, the whole ocean's on the street. This is Jamaica right now.
The videos are incredible, from powerful waves washing sharks into swimming pools to aircrafts adrift at a submerged Kingston airport, to a man on a raft battling rushing floodwaters. The only thing is, when it comes to all of these unbelievable videos, they are not to be believed. All of these are AI fakes, and cybersecurity experts say it's getting out of control.
There's people that use AI for misinformation, use AI to change the narrative, and use AI to, quite frankly, scare people. And we're seeing an increase of that on a daily basis.
Whether on TikTok, X, or Instagram, fake AI videos are flooding social media. And while some are clearly labeled, and we've done our best to, many are not. The fakes are out there to drive up followers and views, according to experts. Appearing on Good Day New York, Jamaican TV host Simone Clark Cooper warned those tracking this hurricane not to be fooled.
Be careful of the channels that you choose to watch the coverage on. I have seen some of the images floating, and I have family in the States who are saying, oh my God, the entire place is being... No, not so.
Other AI videos are using the government shutdown as a hook, creating fake sensational videos for clicks and views. Experts say it's a disservice to Americans to circulate misleading information about something so important, but they also tell us how they make sure they're not fooled.
When I see what looks to be a major story that no one else has, that's on a news source that I've never heard of, those are some major red flags that always tell me, hey, this is probably not real.
Ultimately, experts say the government has to get involved here and create penalties for those who purposefully circulate misleading information. But they say that solution is probably years away, and until then, they say it is up to us to stick with information from sources that we know and trust. In Midtown, Arthur Chien, Fox 5 News.
Always important to check the sources of where you're getting your information. All right, let's go to break, and when we come back, Liv Johnson is going to join us, and she's going to talk to us about Hurricane Melissa. All right, welcome back. Another cloudy day here in New York. All right, Liv Johnson is here with us to talk about Hurricane Melissa. And Liv, the U.S. Hurricane Center said this is one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes on record. What does that really mean?
I mean, the force of it, it's a Category 5. The winds were 185 miles per hour at their peak, sometimes gusting 200 plus miles per hour. So it's just a really, really strong hurricane. And we can see right now on satellite that it's still over Cuba, made landfall there this morning. It did make landfall as a Cat 3, so it went down a little bit, but yeah, still very strong.
So what's the threshold? You know, what's the difference in the wind speeds between Category 3 and 4 and 5?
I mean, the wind speeds, it's a whole thing. They take into account the storm surge, the wind speeds, the rainfall expected, what kind of motion is going on inside of the hurricane, because there's like tornadoes inside of the this storm. So all of those are taken into account, and it doesn't. Sometimes a Category 1 hurricane can be as catastrophic depending on where it hits, compared to a Category 5. Like when low-level hurricanes hit places like South Carolina, because there's so much low-lying land, like it can be really devastating. So there's so many factors that go into it, but it comes down to all of those things: wind speeds, rainfall, storm surge.
And the fact that this storm, it was slow moving, right? So how does that change things if it's so slow moving?
Yeah, Audrey and I talked about that a lot yesterday, because a lot of times when it's slow, it ends up kind of dying out. But Melissa hovered in the Caribbean for a week, 2 weeks. And that water is very warm. And even the water deep down was very warm. So it just kept charging, basically. And then as soon as, a force happens where that storm gets in motion, it was very powerful. So mainly because of the warm water that it was sitting over for a long time.
And because it's in Cuba now, and you can see it looks slow over there too, does that mean it's going to continue to weaken? Because I know it's heading towards the Bahamas, I believe, correct?
Yes, it's headed towards the Bahamas, a little bit of Turks. Yeah, it is going to continue to weaken. It's moving faster right now, which is good, actually, because, I mean, the faster we can get this storm out of the way, the better. The most recent advisory at 11 a.m. had it moving at 14 miles per hour. And I think yesterday it was like half of that speed, like 7 to 9 maybe miles per hour. And it was 150 miles south of the Bahamas. Pressure went up to 974 millibars, which is good, because yesterday it was in the 800s, which is really, really bad for.
What does that mean for someone who doesn't understand that?
It's kind of hard to explain, but
thank you.
But basically, when you look at pressure, the lower the number, it's never going to be below 700 or 800 really, but the lower the number, the worse it will be. So 892 yesterday compared to 974 today, that's good news. The lower the pressure, the more catastrophic the effects, I guess.
So what happens now? It's heading towards Bahamas, and then what can people there expect to see, and what can we expect to see when it finishes Cuba?
Yeah, I mean, Cuba's been devastated already by winds and rainfall. The storm surge is huge, so that's the same thing that the Bahamas will get. It will be a little better, but because it has weakened a bit, but it's still going to be powerful for Cuba, the Bahamas, and a little bit of Turks and Caicos.
Is it common for a storm like this, a hurricane like this, to move so far and still wreak so much havoc on so many different countries?
Honestly, yes. Because even before it makes landfall, they'll start getting the winds and the rain. So, yeah, that is really what hurricanes do. And then it will continue. Finally, once it gets through the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, then it really doesn't have much effect on anywhere else. Because I know a lot of people have been asking us if we'll get even some showers from this, because it does pass up the East Coast, but way further out into the Atlantic. So we won't see anything, thankfully.
That's good. That was my next question.
Yeah.
Will we see anything at all?
No. I mean, we are getting a lot of rain tomorrow, but it has nothing to do with Melissa.
It's just another storm heading our way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to head right to break, and when we come back, I have some more questions for you. All right, welcome back, everyone. It is still cloudy, no sign of sun yet. But listen, there's going to be two major events in the city over the next couple of days. You got the annual Village on Halloween Parade Friday, just a couple of days away, and then the TCS New York City Marathon on Sunday. And of course, NYPD ramping up a lot of security to make sure everyone is safe this weekend. So for the marathon, a lot of people are expected to come in, of course. We're talking 55,000 runners from 150 countries. Plus about 1 million spectators that are lining a route that goes across 5 boroughs. This, of course, is also one of the most high-profile events of the year, and that unfortunately does make it a target, as does Halloween activities with so many people out and about. So NYPD actually started their amped-up security measures this morning for both the marathon and parade and the Halloween activities. So this means the department's resources are going to be out and about, the land, the sea, the sky. It's also going to be a coordinated effort involving a lot of teamwork, and some of the security measures you're going to see, others are meant to be hidden. So let's listen to NYPD Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch.
Our Joint Operations Center will be fully activated with all of our city, our state, and our federal partners, and personnel there will be actively monitoring fixed and mobile cameras along the route and the surrounding area. Intelligence teams will also be monitoring social media for potential threats, and response units will be deployed citywide to investigate any reports in real time. Cops will be out there to keep you safe, but we ask everyone to stay alert.
All right, you just heard it. They're bringing out all of the resources. They want to make sure that people stay safe over the next few days because a lot of people are going to be out and about. And Liv Johnson, New York City Marathon. Of course, a lot of people coming in. Maybe. I always feel like I am a slacker for not
doing it?
Not doing the marathon.
I mean, a marathon's a lot.
It's a lot, but I mean, a lot of people do it. 55,000 runners this year, Liv.
God, that's crazy.
It is crazy. Are they going to have good weather at least?
Honestly, yeah. Yeah. I mean, last year was gorgeous too. Oh, we're tracking Melissa again. Okay. It's okay. We'll run, these graphics will run through. So we can we already talked about this and how we're not getting any rainfall, but there's the track of Melissa if you're curious.
So you're right. It doesn't hit anywhere near us.
Mm-hmm. No.
Okay. It's far off the coast. That's good news.
Far off the coast. We don't have any rain. Current temperatures, hey, you know what? This is what a lot of marathon weekends going to look like in the mid 50s. I think Sunday has a high of 56. Okay, I will say the runners get up early, you know.
So it's going to be even colder.
So it'll be really cold, in my opinion.
But they're working up a sweat, so it's okay.
Good. Yeah, it's good running.
You don't want it
weather.
to be too hot.
Right. No, you don't want it to be too hot. There's our satellite radar, all the clouds, a little rain.
Yeah, what's with the clouds
here and there? I don't know. It has been really dreary. And I feel like this is the first week that's felt kind of like winter.
Yes.
You know, we have another 2 months till winter. I think it's like December 21st is the official day. Anyways, there's that system that's going to come give us rain tomorrow.
So that's Thursday night. Is this going to impact Halloween?
No.
So trick-or-treaters, are they safe?
Trick-or-treaters are safe. Everyone outdoors in the parade and stuff is safe. But yeah, we will get slammed with a decent amount of rain on Thursday. It's just it's kind of a washout day. And it will lead into Friday morning, but thankfully, Halloween evening will be just fine.
So no trick-or-treaters don't have to wear those big ugly jackets over their costumes and ruin the whole look?
I know. And then we have daylight saving. This is like a busy week, and then Tuesday's
it is a busy
election
weekend.
day. I mean, pretty nice weather from Saturday through election day. But yeah, daylight savings Saturday into Sunday.
And it's not bad if you want to early vote too, unless you want to early vote tomorrow, then you're standing in the rain.
Right. Oh, true. Yeah, so back to the very original question about the marathon. Pretty good weather.
That's good. And what about for spectators? I mean, 50s, if you're not actively running,
can be kind of chilly.
It can be kind of cold. And I'm always cold, so that's probably.
I know, same. I think there's going to be some sunshine, though, at least.
Good.
So it's not going to be like today.
Good.
It won't be like not a cloud in the sky, but it will be fine.
No wind?
Fine. I haven't really looked at projected winds for Sunday. I can say for today and the next couple days, it's windy.
That's almost the worst part, is that if there's no sun, it's cold, but then the wind, you're just like, oh, that's really
these
cold.
Wind speeds are pretty strong, 10 to 20 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And it's from the north, so we get cooler air ugh, the satellite is just gross.
Yeah. Can you make a difference in that?
I'm trying. I mean, at least Halloween will be fine, and then Saturday and Sunday will also be fine. You know.
Okay.
Sunshine.
What about next week? Let's just keep going.
Okay. Well, we saw the first half-ish. Like
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, fine. It's just kind of that. Really, it's that weather that I don't know what to do. When it's the 50s, I've always said are the hardest to dress for.
Yeah, because you don't want to wear too many layers.
Right.
Because then you're too hot.
Right.
But then you don't want to be underdressed because then you're cold.
Exactly. And like you could be in the sun and you're warm, then you're in the shade and you're freezing. Yeah, 50s I've always said. And I refuse to bring out like my big coat until I really need it. Because I feel like that helps me get into the season.
Oh, I will bring it out.
I'm just really trying. I mean, if I was a reporter out and about like you.
Especially in the morning sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, if you're working
mornings,
Good Day, whew,
I would have if I did Good Day New York and I was in the streets like you, I would probably have my big coat out by like September.
You know, I brought mine out last year, I think first week of November, and everyone made fun of me.
I mean, but you're the one outside. You're the one standing outside.
Exactly.
You don't want to be cold.
But no big jackets this weekend. That's the big thing.
No, I don't think so. It will be cold at night.
Okay.
It's been getting chilly at night.
It has.
But no, I don't think so. I think you can keep your big coat away.
Okay.
What else is going on? What's everyone doing for Halloween? I'm acting like this is like a live.
Yeah, well,
like,
I mean,
FaceTime with someone.
What are you doing for Halloween?
I'm going to a party.
There you go. It's exciting.
I'm dressing up.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It's really exciting is Good Day New York's Halloween skit that airs at 9 o'clock on Friday. Yeah. That, as someone who's in it,
and
don't miss it.
As someone left out of it.
You're not on Good Day.
But I am sometimes.
Let me tell you.
Jeff was in it.
Yeah. But he's a frequent visitor.
I know.
And you're not such a frequent visitor. But let me tell you, I got a sneak peek, which I know I shouldn't be admitting. It is fabulous. Everyone did phenomenally.
I saw it at the end. Like I walked in on you guys doing it.
You did. Did you like my costume?
It was kind of concerning at first.
Did you like my costume?
Yeah. You guys did look good.
We looked legit.
Well, I like walked into the makeup room that morning and I saw all these paints and weird things and I was like, oh, something's going on.
Yeah. I'm
So
sorry,
you
9
never
a.m.
know. And then I
Friday.
walked in and I found out.
It's good.
Well, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. You'll have even more FOMO. No one should miss it, that's for sure.
Uh-huh. And the 5 o'clock news tonight.
Yeah,
Haley
we're
Fixler
excited.
is anchoring.
There you go, very excited.
Ooh.
Now we're just missing you to join us too.
I know. Well, I think I do have something in the 5.
Good. So we can hang
like
out.
looking for a boss somewhere. I'm like, what do I have?
Yeah, you should.
I
should know what you're doing.
I think I have a little VOSOP. And then I'm doing weather for the 6th.
Yeah, I mean, weather's a big topic. Like we've been talking about, Hurricane Melissa and then a busy weekend.
Right.
Should we pull it up one more time?
The weather?
Yeah.
Yes,
There
there's
it
Melissa. Going through Cuba, off to the Bahamas, and a little bit of Turks. So they still have hurricane warnings and tropical storm warnings.
What's also really concerning about this is when are people going to be able to get out? Because the airports are going to be closed for days.
Their international airport in Jamaica was wrecked.
I'm sure, all the other airports too, Bahamas, and a lot of people are going there. I mean, we just heard from that couple on their 41st wedding anniversary. I saw online someone on their honeymoon. I mean, these are places people go, especially when it gets colder.
And they make these trips like far in advance.
Yeah.
They plan it. So, yeah, it is tough. And I mean, the kind of good thing was because it was sitting so long, we did have a little bit of
a notice.
A heads up, but yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad that we're not going to see any effects here, but of course we are thinking of everyone in those impacted areas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. And Liv, thanks for hanging.
Haley.
Thanks for hanging.
Thanks for watching Fox 5's Newsroom Live. We're now joining Live Now's nonstop stream of live and breaking news.
Give us pricing that allows the American public to not have to choose between groceries and life-saving medications. And